Hello, friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks. And today I'm going to talk about the chemical sector and how it is going to do with the China shutdown that has taken place and whether some of the companies here in the chemical sector would set to benefit. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research. And I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I start to discuss about the chemical sector, here's a small request that you kindly support me on Patreon. Once you do that, I'll try to make more videos on YouTube on a continual basis. And once I have 100 patrons, I'll try to start with an educational course on YouTube for free. So kindly go through that, and you'll see a lot of articles and a lot of stock tips there for you. There are different tiers, so have a look at that. Even a $2 support from you will go a long way in keeping this channel continuing in a greater detail. Now about the sector, the chemical sector as a whole, it is divided into different sections. So there is specialty chemicals, there are organics, there are coloring chemicals, alkalis, consumer chemicals, etc. There are also chemicals which are used in FMCG products, and there are companies which are listed in that field as well. There are some companies in this sector which will benefit where others may lose out because the raw material is sourced from China, and with the China factories totally shut down from January onwards, so whole of January and February there was nothing coming out of it. So they're going to lose a lot because these companies in India which source materials from China are very small or medium sized businesses, and they don't have large pockets, so there could be trouble in that manner. But other companies may benefit because the material could shift, or the companies from Europe or US could shift to India for sourcing the products. It has been in a bull run since 2016, so it is not that the chemical sector has not done well over the last 3 4 years. From 2016 onwards, as I remember, the sector has done really well. Uh, it has become a dedicated sector. So before this, chemical sector was regarded as part of the pharmaceutical industry, but now with such gains that has taken place, that multifold gain, that stocks have become 10, 12, 20 baggers over the last 3 4 years, that this whole sector is taken care of as separately by fund managers. And so this has become a big sector with marquee companies in there. So you need to take that into consideration. Currently the valuations are attractive with the kind of fall in the market, so we can look at some of the companies here in this sector. So, what is the current situation? The business in China is completely shut down for at least 4 weeks. So, from early January till probably February second week, so 4 to 6 weeks of complete shutdown in China has taken place. And from 15th February onward, there was a little bit of a ray of hope. And from then onwards, there were talks of many cases here in India. So, the outbreak in India started pretty quickly. It has been shifting. The COVID-19 virus has been shifting. It originated, or is said to have originated from China, but it has now gone to United States, and that has become the center at the moment. And this is a very worrying side for sign for the economy as a whole globally, and that's why the UN and everyone on the international monetary front is talking about a global recession at the moment. And this virus has taken the world into recession completely, from a position where global economies were coming out of troublesome times of 2013-14, and they were doing pretty well. Now it has been plunged they have been plunged into recession. So because of this whole outbreak, the problem in China has escalated, and currently the situation is uh, they are coming back into normal. So the Hubei province is opening up. The problems, the viruses in China or the viral cases in China has reduced to zero, and very few cases are coming out after a week or so. So in probably two, three cases in a week or something like that. So the lockdown is going to complete on the 8th of April, and I believe whole 3 months of business in China has been wiped out, and that would pave the way for Indian companies, which may benefit apart from companies in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, etc. There are other companies that would benefit, even Bangladesh to an extent. But Indian companies will set to benefit, some of them, which may have a 10 to 15% shift of business towards them. So we could look at them. Many European and Japanese firms are looking at India and trying to tie up businesses in India in the electronic manufacturing division as well as in chemicals. So we need to look at that as well. Uh, but not all chemical firms would benefit. So I'll discuss as to how the division would be. So who will benefit, who will not? ABS, fluorinamines, and adhesives may lose out. So avoid ionostyro solution for the time being, and Bansali Engineering. They are into these kind of you can say products. Positive for basic chemical manufacturers. So manufacturers like Sudarshan Chemicals, Kiri Industries, Dye Stuffs, and all. Although there are others as well, so you can look at others. Not that I'm saying these, so you buy these. So do your research. This is a complicated sector as a whole, and that's why I don't put in a lot of money into this sector, or I have not bought into any company in this sector. But I like Vinati Organics, I like PI Industries, I like Pidilite, although it is in different zone altogether. But really, out of these companies, there is kind of a difficulty in checking as to which companies would really benefit or not. But still, I have put up a list here with which is according to my knowledge. So fluorine chemistry and vinyl acetate users may also suffer as prices set to rise in this sector, because there will be a lot of less demand with respect to what the demand was earlier. Palm oil prices may dip sharply as demand drops in China. So the palm oil prices, when it dips, it's very good for paint companies. So a lot of paint companies, a lot of FMCG companies would do well, and we have seen FMCG really do well over the last 2 months. This was partially because of the lockdown that has taken place here in India, and a lot of hoarding by people across India, because they fear that they might be not be able to go out for a week, 10 days. The second thing is because of the palm oil prices and the crude prices that has come down sharply. So that has helped them as well. I'm sorry. So users of aniline, acetic acid, TDI, nitric acid, caustic soda, soda ash, acetone, phenol, sulfuric acid, and isopropanol could be looked at. So these are the sectors or the companies which produce these kind of products, so which would benefit because of the palm oil prices dip that has taken place. So what are the companies to benefit? In my opinion, Naveen Fluorine should do well. So you can look at it on declines. Then there is GNFC, Tata Chemicals, Deepak Nitrite. Galaxy Surfactants is a very good stock that provides raw material for FMCG paint companies, etc. But majorly, the most important is all paint companies and dye companies would do well, and that's why Pidilite, Asian Paints, Berger Paints are set to benefit a lot. So once everything the dust settles down, these companies would really do well going forward. So what needs to be done? Probably do not buy all the companies, and you need to do your own research before you invest into these companies. The trade may reverse once China recovers deeply, so you have to take that into consideration. And the market has gone on for a long period of time into the chemical sector. Diversify your investment. Don't put all money into the chemical sector and have less than 5% exposure. So that's all my video on the chemical sector. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.